Hi, this is Vanessa Lee of Lionette, and I'm Emily Keller, and today we're gonna see a little bit about the brand and talk about some things.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry guys,
We're gonna
quiet.
start filming.
Where did the name Lionette come from? Or how long did it take you guys to choose that name?
So when Noah and I decided to start a business together, we were kind of on the couch thinking for a day or two, what should we name it? What should we call it? And in the middle of the night, it was like 4 a.m. I get a text from Noah and she's like, I got it, we should name it Lionette. And then we talked about what the name signifies, and it really signifies a little lioness, you know, a woman that is bold, untamed, and kind of unafraid to express herself. And we believe that through the jewelry, she can really shine through and kind of have like a lot of self-expression.
What is your background personally, like your education and your work history?
Sure. So I graduated from FIT with fashion and buying merchandising. So passion was always in fashion, and then I started a couple internships, and which took me really far. So I started as working in a buying office and Henry Bendel, and then kind of worked my way up. From there, I was there for 6 years, and then I bought 4 or 5 stores in New York called Montmartre, and kind of did all the different categories there. So from Bendel's being in knitwear to Montmartre, where I kind of was exposed to all the different categories and all the accessories. So that was what I did for over 10 years, was a fashion buyer.
So what do you do now, day to day?
So for Lionette, kind of like my main thing is sales and kind of managing the office here in New York. So it's a lot of communications involved, and I love working with people, so it's really perfect for me.
Oh, so how do you communicate with the designer Noa, right? Because she does not live here in New York. Sort of long distance relationship, long distance working relationship. Is that difficult?
It's actually much easier than it seems, because we have such an open communication. So technology really makes everyone closer. We do a lot of communication through Skype and WhatsApp, almost on a daily basis. So even though physically we're not together, we still feel very, very close in that way. And it works well because our responsibilities are very different. So, she focuses on design, social media, and we focus on, getting it produced and sales here in New York. So it really works well, kind of just flows.
Oh yeah, what is Noa's sort of background and experience?
Sure, she's originally from Israel, and she's a self-taught artist, super creative, from a family of artists. So her number one inspiration is music. So a lot of, even the jewelry, she kind of pictures a woman in her goddess form. So that's why like the hair pieces you'll see is very, kind of, there's a lot of Egyptian influence, or the microphone gloves, which she named it, is inspired by, a stage performer singing, holding onto a microphone, performing with it, playing a guitar.
Where do your materials come from?
Our materials are sourced from all different parts of the world. Some from India, some from Brazil, some from Australia. So when we travel, we're always looking out for resources. So that's one of the inspirations. Kind of like how the labradorites came about, and with the opals, Noah's inspiration when she finished the army. Australia was one of the first places she traveled to, and there she discovered opals, and she wanted to bring opals back in a very cool and fashionable way.
Oh, so do you collaborate with bloggers or celebrities to get exposure on your brand?
The biggest one we've done last year is with Sincerely Jewels, and Noah and Jules designed like a 5-piece capsule group. So that was our very first experience. But we're always, since like 4 or 5 years ago, we've always have a big blogger program where, we have a very big following, and we kind of like always reach out, dress them, wardrobe them with the jewelry. Stylists are constantly coming in, borrowing pieces to style celebrities and TV shows. We dress the cast of like Hart and Dixie, Pretty Little Liars, Rain. So we always that's an ongoing thing for us. I think the jewelry is they make such good statement pieces, and it looks so good on camera that a lot of stylists really come to us for that.
On social media, I've seen quite a few people comment about just sort of like the price of your products. And what would you tell these people if they were like saying this to you in person?
Sure, I would tell them, one, that they're all original designs, by Noa. So it's not just, you're taking a generic design and remaking it. I think, there's special designs, one, and the fact that it is all handmade in New York says a lot. I would say, producing here, that's the price you pay,
Definitely.
It's all hand done. So
in New York.
Exactly.
New York is nothing in New York is
exactly
cheap.
So when you actually see the process, you kind of understand right away. Wow, like one necklace that has 5 different chains and 5 different stones. Each piece is hand soldered and then dropped, and then putting another chain, and then the stones. Like, even when I look at it, I'm like, wow, the process is really it makes me understand.
Right? Yeah,
exactly. So that's a big part of it, is being handmade in New York, and we do stand by our quality. So that's why we have that lifetime warranty, to give the customer confidence that if you're spending $300, if something does happen, we will repair everything for free.
We stand behind you 100%.
Exactly.
Lifetime.
Exactly.
How do you decide on the price markup?
I think being like a buyer background, and in general, you always think yes, generally you take a certain standard markup. I think we started the business that way, but it's changed so much, and as the quality of our stones increase and the prices increase, we really don't go by such a general formula anymore. We really look at each piece and say, wow, this piece, how much time it took in the stones, and how we can kind of what the value that the customer perceives at the end, and try to market towards that price. And sometimes you take a higher markup, sometimes you take a lower markup, but it's kind of like we want to have that perceived value so that the customer can understand that piece. So more and more as time goes on, we really look at it piece by piece.